Hi, these are the three things that I think are most important when starting a new job or starting a new relationship or a new club, a new community, a new group of people. When you're first getting in there and you're fresh to the scene. So the first one is start the way you mean to go on. So in a work environment, just remember that you need to be consistent and you need to maintain a certain momentum. So be realistic about what you can do and what you can't do, and don't oversell yourself. What's going to be seen is your inability to deliver what you've put yourself up as being. And the same applies to a relationship. Don't pretend you're Superman or Superwoman when actually reality is you're not. Genuine you is not that person. So it should be genuine and authentic and consistent and manageable. Those are the main things that you need to remember when you think of start the way I mean to go on. Can I maintain it? If you can, then great. If you can't, then don't do it, because people will see the change, and the change will be that you're not doing something that you once did, and you're not doing something that you presented yourself as being either capable of or represented yourself as being able to do. It's a bit like false advertising. So basically, don't do that. The second one I think is equally as important, is when you are joining a new environment or a new workplace or a new club or whatever, a new group of people, you go to a party or whatever it is, where there's a group of people, you've never met them before you actively sort of step under that spotlight or you become a more vibrant person in the room, view the situation, understand the dynamic, see how people interact. You need to listen and look before you talk. And you do that long enough until you gather enough information to know what type of people they are. By doing that, you can know what to avoid saying, what to avoid doing, and ways in which you're going to be more, you're going to fit in better. So it's not about you being the best person in the room. It's just making sure that you're in a safe environment, that you're not going to end up being, making situations uncomfortable because you didn't evaluate the situation beforehand. And the third thing, which is a little bit similar to that, is if you're in a work environment or you're a social environment and an agenda comes up for a lot of activities that you possibly either don't want to do because you're not an extrovert type of person, or you just don't have enough time to do all of them, or actually you're just not that committed, you're just not that interested, and actually, one or two will be good, but do I want to go every week? Do I want to spend 4 days with these people on some sort of remote island or whatever it might be? Set expectations and go in light. So worst case scenario is that, I have done this personally, and maybe some of you have, but you've committed to something with some people for a duration which you basically have hated. And it's been like a week, going somewhere with a group of people, and after a day or two it's just like hell. That was a mistake, and that's why you're getting this lesson today, because actually just go in early, a day or two with people, half an hour. If they're not the right people, is even better, and that is easier to do, and you come across better by doing that than going in both feet first and just not succeeding and just not turning out to be a positive thing. Because people remember the negative side. Bad news sells. If bad news sells in the newspapers and on the internet, it does in real life as well. Trust me. So just avoid these common pitfalls. The 3 things. Start the way you mean to go on. Look and learn. Look and listen and learn before you move in there. And 3, start slow and build. So I think those things are absolutely important. I think, if there are other things, I'd really like to hear from you about those. So put them in the comments, like and subscribe. Give me some enthusiasm here, so that we can continue sharing and join together. And looking forward to seeing you next time.